got the Arrma Infraction 6S out today. We're going to be doing some tire comparisons. This is one of my favorite cars to drive, but obviously one of the biggest downsides of the Infraction is it eats tires. The stock Hoons that come on it work amazing, but for a set of 4 of them, they're about $70 a set. And if you're really trying, you can burn them up in 1 to 2 battery packs. We're going to start off with some knockoff Hoons I got off AliExpress. I got a set of 4 of them for about $30. They look nearly identical to the Hoons. They don't have any lettering on the sidewall, and they're not glued. So I did throw some glue on the tires. We're gonna see how they hold up, see if they compare to the stock Hoons. And then I got these Vipaz solid rubber tires sold through M2C. People are claiming to get as many as 25 packs through these tires before they're burned up. You also have to mount and glue these tires yourself. I'll insert a little clip of how I did it. So I used a tapered punch to make a gap between the tire and the rim. And then I had some tire glue with a needle tip. And I used that to get in the gap and try and get super glue all the way down inside the tire. So you're gluing the whole width of the tire, not just the edge. And then you can rotate the punch and the gap will walk around the outer edge of the wheel. Repeating on both sides of the tire. Make sure you do this somewhere where you don't mind making a mess. I did this out on my patio because you know you're going to spill some super glue. And then when you're done, if you got any glue on your rubber, you could just take a little acetone on a paper towel and wipe it off. Alright, we're starting with the knockoff Hoons from AliExpress. I've seen a couple other YouTubers try this, but none of them glued the tires and they failed pretty quickly. Let's see if these hold up at all. Already sounded like I heard one of them rubbing. Quick visual. Alright, let's keep going. See if it still does around the same top speed and they hold up. Ooh. So definitely sounds like something's rubbing. 60 miles an hour. That's what I normally get with this in its current configuration. Let's look at the tires a little closer. Alright, so I don't see anywhere where the tire's coming unglued. It definitely sounds like something's coming loose and rubbing on the body. I don't think I got a vibration from a drive shaft or anything. You hear the sound I'm talking about. Alright, I can see where I'm coming unglued. I did bring some super glue with me. Let's throw a little bit in there, let the car cool down a bit, see how it does. Alright, let's see if the quick glue job did the trick. Seems to. Don't hear it rubbing anymore. This thing's nuts. So far tires are holding up great. Getting warm, getting soft. Still got a lot of traction. A little issue with the glue, but that was my fault. Ooh, what's going on there? So the grub screw on my pinion came loose and it's hitting the motor mount. Ooh, that pinion's warm too. All right, let me run that back down. Good thing for the little safety pin. All right, got the grub screw tightened up on the pinion. Figured it was a good time. Batteries were about dead. Got new batteries on, and now we got the Vipaz tires on. Solid rubber. Let's see how she drives. Definitely tell less grip. Ooh, what flew off there? Oh, just a pop top. Let's still see if we got the 60 miles an hour out of it. Only 48? I don't think I was on it long enough. Let's try again. I think instead of accelerating, it's just spinning the tires. Whew! Yeah, it's a lot harder to drive with these tires. Don't have the same traction to stop. That pinion come loose again already? All right, the grub screw came loose again. I got it tightened up, but I don't have any Loctite with me. Really need to Loctite it down. But tires are holding up fantastic. You can still feel like the little grooves that came with it stock. 58 miles an hour. Bit of a longer area where I had enough room to brake, I could hit 60. And these are for drifting, not top speed. Even though I do believe they're rated at over 100 miles an hour. Seeing some smoke off the tires. So still drifts pretty well. It's not as simple as with the Hoons. The Hoons, like, you barely even have to try. It just goes where you point it. I could probably turn up the AVC a little bit. Ooh. Manhole covers are rough here. Smell of burnt rubber in the air. Fun afternoon. Let's take a look at these tires. They're holding up fantastic. Kind of truing themselves. Ooh, I could burn my finger on those tires. All right, I think I have a tire come unglued. I got a little bit there. All right, here. All right, so I had a blast out here with the Arrma Infraction. This truck is a beast. Drifts like nothing else. I was pretty impressed with both the tires I tested today. The knockoff Hoons from AliExpress, when you glue them on properly, they're amazing. They're just as good as the factory Hoons. You can normally find them for about half the price of a set of the factory Hoons. The Vipaz tires were pretty good as well. Performed pretty good. Definitely a lot less traction with them versus the Hoons. Slide around a lot easier, more like you're driving on ice. When I was really giving it at the end, full throttle for a long time, I did have two tires start to come unglued. So that is something to pay attention on these tires. Probably check them each time you bring them out. Maybe throw some new glue around the edge. The truck held up really well. I did have that grub screw on my pinion backing out. I'll have to take that home and Loctite it. But other than that, gave it a couple breaks to cool down. It is unusually warm for a September day today, but this truck has really never given me any issues at all. All right, so for the average person, I'd probably just recommend going with the knockoff Hoons. If you're a really dedicated drifter, you're out there burning up rubber a lot all the time, go for the Vipaz tires. All right, thanks for watching.